Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening, wherever you are on this amazing, diverse, incredible planet of ours. I'm Ariel.
I'm Shia.
Welcome to being here.
Yes.
Today's episode, teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Hopefully it's not a nightmare. Depends on what you're busy creating, I imagine.
I imagine so.
But you can create magic with listening. Because when you're really listening, you pull yourself into the moment. From there, your viewpoint on the world is awesome.
Well, in order to listen, you really have to stop listening to your thoughts so you can hear something else, because no two things can occupy you at the same time. And if you're busy thinking about what's being said, you're not really listening. And getting pulled into the moment becomes a byproduct of listening. If you slow down enough to allow what another person is saying to come into you, rather than try to understand it or figure it out, if you just hear it, that's enough. That will pull you into the current moment of your life.
And out of your repetitive thinking.
Right.
Shai was telling me yesterday morning, in our Suburban, in our truck, he has a sound system that automatically turns on. When he turns on the truck, it accesses the playlists in the iPhone. And it's been playing him Shakira lately. And so he finds that when he's not in the truck, certain aspects of the song keep singing over and over in his head. And when you're disengaged from your environment, or in this case, listening to this podcast, you have repetitive thoughts that are probably less pleasant than Shakira lyrics. But even if the lyrics of a song that are playing over and over your head are pleasant, it's still less vibrant than what's actually happening in your reality.
Yeah, and your internal conversation, we'll call it your mind, is a survival machine. So it worries about future based on possible past events or future events, and it's worrying about what you can't do anything about in the current moment. But if you listen, you can only listen to one station at a time. You can either listen to the station you're listening to or the conversation in your head.
So we're about to call in our first guest, and let's listen to the Being Here station, which is what the podcast that you are currently tuned into. All right, ready?
Ready.
Naz, welcome to Being Here. Tell people where you're zooming in from, please.
Oh, good morning or good afternoon, Ariel and Shia. I'm Naz, calling in from Farringdon, Oxfordshire in the UK.
Nice. Welcome. Yes, it is. We are recording this, and it is morning our time, afternoon yours. So you got a good portion of the world in that one. Thank you.
Oh, it's really great to be here and listening to you talk about Shakira. I was listening to Shakira yesterday.
We're in sync.
Well, the question is, were the stars making love to the universe?
Yes.
Oh, I've never heard that expression before. Is that one of her lyrics?
Yes, you'll have to find that song.
I'll have to find that song and listen again.
Be careful, if you find that song, it plays a lot
in your head. Yes. What can we do for you?
I love the title of this podcast, and teams have been playing very much a big part in my work environment. I'm going to be expanding my business. I am a literary agent and I teach also, so I work in teams. And this podcast resonated with me because I've been preoccupied and future thinking about a new partnership I am setting up. And I just felt this spoke to me really, because I'm uncertain about.
Well, question. Are you certain you're going to set it up?
Yes.
Well, then you may as well let go of the concerns about, if you have any, about whether or not you're doing the right thing, whether or not you're going to do it well, what might you be missing in the initial contract that you're setting up with the individual or individuals that you're bringing on to your agency. If you're talking to yourself about whether or not you're doing a good job, you will miss things.
Yeah.
It's kind of like editing and writing at the same time. As an agent, you know that one. You don't do your best work when you're doing both at the same time.
No, because I never get to the end.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, that's very true, actually. And it's really interesting that you say that, because I've been preoccupied with my thoughts that I haven't really written anything down yet with regards to what is it I need or want. And I guess I'm not again, that uncertainty is I
Well,
need to.
I'm not sure that you're uncertain.
Okay.
Given what you just said, it sounds like you are certain that you're not sure that this is a viable venture.
Oh, right.
Because if it were without obstacles and all went easily, that would be ideal. But apparently, you have considerations or thoughts about the people you're intending to partner with, and those considerations have you in a rather ambiguous state.
I never thought about that. I never saw it like that. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
that's what you're presenting. It's
Right.
not, it's like, see, it's like this. If you know you're going to go to a movie,
Yeah.
if you go online and buy the ticket, you'll get there.
Yes.
If you're thinking about going to the movie, you may not get there because all your considerations of what could get in your way will show up.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with anything that you go about wholeheartedly and fully, you're usually successful with. Anything that you have second thoughts about, you're usually successful in that too, in that you're successfully a failure.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so let's make a name. I'm going to make a name. The name Bobby. Bobby
Okay.
can be male or female. So let's say you're bringing Bobby onto your company now as a associate. It sounds to me like in this setup, you're trying to figure out how to manage Bobby. So basically, the setup right now is that Bobby's going to work for you rather than getting an associate who has an interest in working with you.
Oh.
So you now, it's kind of like, I want this job. I want you to hire me. Tell me what to do.
Yeah.
It's a very different thing I've noticed when we have lots of different teams. In fact, right now we are doing this podcast, and there are different people who schedule callers. There's another team who helps us create themes. There are people who produce it. There are people who edit it. There are people who upload it. They're all different people, but it's less that I have to manage them and more that they manage me.
Right.
So somewhere you're in your desire to expand, you may be going from an old model of teams, which is a top-down one. Doesn't mean that this Bobby is, to use my fake name, is not recoverable as a teammate, but the way you're going about it, it may not produce what you hope. It'll just be an outflow of money that you will be unhappy that you spent.
It's like it may not produce what you hope, but it will produce what you intend.
Okay. Right.
See, you have to look at your motivation too. Is this thing going to be a success or is this thing going to be a failure? Don't answer that
No, I won't.
because you were going to say success because you want
Yeah.
it to be a success, but
That's a declaration rather than a looking, and it may be the same, but it's not looking to see how it's set up.
because people have repetitive patterns of behavior, and they can, if they're proving something like that their parents did it wrong, success will always evade them. Because if they were truly successful, their parents couldn't have done it wrong.
For sure.
And so you have to look at, are you willing to really be successful at whatever your endeavor is?
And as you're preparing to expand your business, I would take a look at if Bobby, for lack of a better, or anybody you're looking to bring on, if they have been a success in their last job. Are they going out the top, or are they going out because they're disgruntled?
If they're disgruntled, they'll find something to be
You're
disgruntled
next.
with you about, you see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very cool.
One of the things that I've really appreciated is that there have been people who we've hired. Shai and I run our business ourselves now, but there was a period of time where we had an executive assistant, and when she prepared to move on because she had to travel far to come work in our office and whatnot, she spent a period of time making sure that we felt more than competent, and I feel like we now manage our business easier, better than we did when she worked for us. So she didn't leave us feeling like we were less. And I really appreciate that. And I don't think a lot of people they often leave businesses going, you're going to miss me when I'm gone, or they are disgruntled and people are really glad to get rid of them, or
Yeah,
there's that quality.
for sure. Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you.
One other thing, and partially because I know you and I know this is a dynamic for many people I've seen. Sometimes you can create drama at work so as not to be attentive to being intimate at home.
Yes. That's very true.
And it's like I found with Shia, who's my main teammate over the years, that whenever we have like a really strong interlude of intimacy, whether it's physical intimacy or we've somehow just found a way to, have a heightened bond for a period of time, some part of me wants to go, okay, well, that was nice, but that was enough. And let me just let it go back to sleep for a while so I can get it back under control, because it's kind of an out of control state. And I think most people's natural settings are for control rather than to be out of control.
But the question becomes, who is in control, who or what is in control of your life?
Oh,
That's what
that was deep and meaningful and true.
but really, is it going to be that conversation that you've listened to over and over forever? Or are you going to look and see what's appropriate to the current moment of your life?
yeah. Oh, wow. That
Well,
was that really hit home. Yes. Yeah. I guess yes, I do I hear my voice, my thoughts and that program. And sometimes it's quiet, and just lately myself and my husband have been very close and intimate, and I never even considered that it is uncomfortable sometimes or out of control.
Well, then you have to create your life, you see. It isn't by rote anymore. It's moment by moment discovering what your reality is asking of you rather than predetermining it, which is what your mind wants to do. It wants to be in control of how things show up. So your preferences or its preferences are fulfilled rather than looking and seeing what's being asked for in the current moment.
For sure.
I see you, Naz, almost as if you're standing on a cliff and your toes are hanging over and you're contemplating diving into the state of proactivity. I'm getting an overlapping image because we once knew a fellow who did that in like a squirrel suit, like he had one of those flying squirrel suits, and that was his, and he had made like 1,000 jumps. He'd really done it out of airplanes, it was just his passion. And he was very, very successful at it. It's not my style, so the image itself is a little frightening for me, but I feel as if you're just a hair's breadth away from true proactivity, that you're still primarily reactive. I go to the school, I need to create my lesson plan, I do it, I know how to do it, but it's almost as if things dictate it for you. You get a manuscript, you like it, you sign the author, you send it out, but there's just a something that's still reactive. There's not, I don't know how to describe it better, but I think you're just right at the tipping point where your life could turn proactive as opposed to primarily being reactive.
Sure.
That's just something to drop in there and we'll see where it goes.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Hey, you want to hear about transformation?
Mhm.
We've got one of our listeners about to tell you about what's happened in their life out of listening to being here.
I'm Ursula from St. Gallen, Switzerland, and transformation has made my life easy, flowing, and whenever I am hard on myself, I can only jump into the moment again and everything's easy again. I love it.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shire's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
We have Living Made Easy virtual 2-hour seminars. Our next one is next Monday in the Eastern and the North American time zones. Works well. And then on Thursday evening in the European time zone from 1:30 in the afternoon on the Eastern time zone, we have another. You can check our website at transformationmadeeasy.com. Choose your time zone and see what we have upcoming and come join us. We have a couple of weekends coming up.
We have Transformational Time and Project Management in September 27th and 28th.
I'm so glad I'm doing that one.
Virtual.
The seminars start when you register.
Well, I noticed without realizing that I'm registered to be at that seminar, that recently everything I've been doing has been streamlined
Yes.
and working much easier
Yes.
than when I think about it.
It's like see it, do it, or
Yeah.
it's been so easy to do things to completion rather than in bits and pieces. Anyway, you're welcome to join us for that, September 27th and 28th. And then we do 2 courses live in Hamburg, Germany.
Oh, we're not dead for the transformational time of project management. It's just virtual.
Live, okay, in person. How's
Okay,
that?
okay.
You're very fun. Thank you. Speak Up. It's a Thursday, October 23rd, which is being facilitated by myself and world famous voice and speech coach, Susan Mercier, who that's how many of us know her, but her stage name and professional name, Susan Finch. And then we're doing on Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, October 24th, 25th, and 26th, Practical Enlightenment. Shai and I are leading that one.
Yes.
So you're invited. Costa Rica 2026 is happening.
Yes, and a prerequisite is joining us within this calendar year for a weekend seminar.
Again, you can find out about everything we're up to at transformationmadeeasy.com. Let's take our next guest.
Yes.
Christina, welcome to being here. Where are you zooming in from?
Hi, I'm Christina and I'm zooming in from Dortmund, Germany.
Dortmund, like it.
Yeah, thank you. I was so in astonishment when you talked to Naz and so many things that were said that ring true for me. And I think what I bring here today is something else from work as well. I've been noticing that I have a certain perspective on the ideal teamwork, which is that everyone has a lot of energy and has a lot of motivation. Yes, let's do this. And I often find myself especially at work, in an environment where I have the experience that a lot of my colleagues have a lot of no's or a complaint fest. And I feel like I get into hit the brakes because I feel like, let's do this. And then it's like, no, we're not doing this. Okay.
Well, let's talk about the 3 principles of instantaneous transformation, because I see it in 2 ways here. The first, of course, is anything you resist, you intensify. You hold it in place and then it keeps pushing on you and you push back. So if you come in to work and you want for them to be a way that they're not, then you're resisting how they are.
Which keeps them exactly as they are, which is what you say you don't like.
Yes.
Second thing is life shows up exactly as it does.
And they can only be exactly as they are. And so can you.
And I'll come back to that part in a minute.
But what I found interesting was you're victimizing yourself with your colleagues' way of being.
True.
They are causing you to lose enthusiasm. I mean, you didn't use those words, but that was the expression you had, that because they are the way they are, I can't be fully self-expressive.
Yes, I see that.
Third principle, and this kind of goes to your astonishment at the conversation with Naz. Third principle, anything you see without judging completes itself in an instant. And as you were talking, I saw 2 things immediately. The first is you're keeping lists. You have a list of grievances against the
specific people,
the no complaint sayers at work.
Yes, I do.
The second thing is that you, in your team, you have the idea of equal output. So I'll do my share and you do your share, and it darn well better be equal.
Yes.
Which means that you don't just wholeheartedly do something. You have one eye out on how much are they doing and are they doing their part.
Yes.
So you're not fully owning the project
Mm.
and are committed to having it work out great, no matter who's helping you, because you're going to make it happen. You're there hoping that they will screw up somehow. So if it doesn't work out, you won't be at fault.
Oh.
So you blame
Mm.
them for you.
Okay.
Now, that may not be true, except so far on this podcast, that's what you've represented.
Mm.
That they are the reason that it's not working.
And I think we have to go back one more step, and that is your relationship with you.
Okay.
You have a misconception that you need to be upbeat and positive in order to be effective. So positive is against negative. So that's in that dichotomy, that's in the change realm where you're good, bad, right, wrong, my part, your part, positive, negative. So it was interesting when you're talking about enthusiasm and let's do this. And it's an interesting thing, Christina, because recording this podcast today, I do not recall the last time I was this unenthusiastic about being here.
Oh.
I woke up very tired today. It's very strange. We've been really, and I got enough sleep last night. It's not that I just, whether it's low pressure, whether it's allergies, what I ate last night, who I'm meeting, I don't know. It's really not relevant. All I know is I have to be willing to include how I'm being. And we've already had a meeting today with a whole other team. We've done things around the house. We've done emails. We've answered stuff. We're doing things. And I can't say I'm less effective. And I need to include whatever's physically going on with me rather than jacking it up over top so that that internal governor approves of my cheery state.
Yes, I can see that.
And you pressure yourself to be cheery.
Cheery is much better than solemn.
Yes.
Or real. And here's the thing. I believe if you stop pushing yourself to be so cheerful, you would naturally be cheerful, but you have an extra effort over top to be what you already are.
And you want other people to be like you, and they're not. They're like them. See,
Yes.
if you keep pressuring them to be like you, they will certainly not be, because they will resist the pressure that you put on them to be the way you think they ought to be.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I can see that.
You know, a garden often has many different colored flowers. And if you happen to be a pink one or a red one, you got to stop trying to make the yellow ones turn red.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to mislead you or anybody about my lack of enthusiasm. It's not really, I didn't quite articulate that accurately. I'm super happy to be here. I really, really enjoy seeing you, Naz, our producer, Judy, being here with Shia. You know, our cat was here for a little bit. Shia was holding him. It was super sweet. It was super sweet. I can't think of a better place to be. I'm just saying that physically I'm a little low key today. So I'm not requiring myself to be my
Upbeat?
super cheery, upbeat version of myself that my mind would potentially think is a better version of me. So if you want your team to work with you, you may need to A, listen to them, and B, stop judging them for how they are. When you stop judging them,
Well, when you stop judging you, you may stop judging them, because it starts with you, you see. If you're judging yourself, you're going to put the same judgment schematic or template on everybody around you, and you'll judge them the way you judge you.
Yeah, that's so true.
And
Mhm.
you wouldn't like to be judged by others like that.
No, definitely not. Hmm. Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. I have one more thing to say to you.
Mhm.
I believe with my whole heart that you absolutely underestimate who you are and how much you are loved.
Mhm. I do. Thank you.
Mm.
That's a good reminder.
Excellent. Thank you for being here with us today. You can subscribe to this podcast, share it with your friends. You know, recently a friend of ours sent us a podcast that she was liking, and all sorts of people have picked it up and started listening to it. You may be shocked at the impact you can make with the people in your life just by sharing the things that are interesting or make an impact for you. If you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, highly recommend it. We just had a blog, for instance, come out from one of our good friends in the UK. It was very inspiring. You can find all our courses and newsletters. Sign up link at transformationmadeeasy.com. Next week's episode,
It's all about time.
Mhm. That should be interesting.
It should be.
We'll be back next week.
So come on back.
And don't miss
Being
being here.